Hey everyone, talking about Orca by House of Matriarch. The notes in this are spice, amber, benzoin, honey, precious woods, choya loban, which is like toasted seashells, I think, or some resinous version of that, ambergris, and labdanum. Love it. So I'm not an ambergris fan overall, and not like in a way where I actively dislike it or anything like that. It's just more that it's not like a favorite note of mine. But the way it's done here with the labdanum is fantastic. I like that they didn't like it's named after an orca, and I'm out here like I like they didn't try to make this aquatic, but they didn't in terms of it being like too oceany. Like they let the ambergris speak for the ocean part, and they're not adding in like sea notes that fennel, um, driftwood, barnacles, seaweed. God knows what else. Like I like that ambergris totally represents the ocean here, but they're not overdoing it. And that labdanum, the warm resinous amber, this like slightly leathery labdanum quality, vivid ambergris, and a touch of like honey for sweetness, but it doesn't go syrupy at all. I don't think I would have even guessed there was honey in here. This like cool, soft edge of frankincense like smoke, and then soft vanilla like benzoin. I also really like that this is a bit lighter than the typical kind of resinous amber scent. Resinous amber scents can be really like explosively kind of projection, longevity, just thick cloud, which is great if you want that. And sometimes I want something with a lot of projection or whatever, but for really resinous amber scents, to me, they're just so thick and rich that I like that to be a little bit more pared down because sometimes it can just feel too much. Like it would just give me a headache or feel like overwhelming to be in this bubble of that for 10 hours at a time. Yeah. I might also be going to this a tiny bit biased, maybe more than a tiny bit, because orcas are one of my favorite animals. So I really wanted to like this as soon as I heard of it. I was like, oh, yes. Like, if Zoologist isn't going to do an orca or they haven't yet, I need to get some kind of fragrance based on orca. But it really does smell great. $660 for a 50 ml though. Yikes. I can for sure see why it would cost that much. Like, I'm not even saying this is a case of the fragrance house being really exorbitant with overpricing something, because this has real ambergris that was from the 1800s. So, yeah, I mean, vintage aged ambergris in such a high concentration, 100% natural. I can see why it's pricey, but like, damn. Nonetheless, I think the scent itself is excellent. I'm really strongly considering getting the 3.3 milliliter kind of bigger sample size so I can do this more wears and wear it more often, because I am not spending $660 on a 50 ml, but this might end up being full bottle worthy for me. Really, really like it. Moderate longevity, pretty good at times, I would say, actually, especially when I was wearing it, when it was colder outside versus like inside, and fairly low projection, I would say. So this is not the type of amber resinous scent to get if your number one goal is massive projection. But I love this. Very unisex, I would say. And I will link in the description where you can get a bottle or a sample if you want to check it out.